And the fact that an upstanding and righteous gentleman like yourself is in that position with the only thing trying to be righteous in our lane is just more machinations of the devil. You should have a much better backstory when you pick me as an opponent.
You know what, man? I'm glad you at least, addressed it, because
when you talk to him and tell him what the truth is, he won't be able to refute it. I told you earlier, he doesn't know this. How could he know?
New target in his sights, NFL legend Shannon Sharpe. A brand new lawsuit was just filed in Nevada claiming Sharpe was manipulative and eventually a Jane Doe, with the latest claims allegedly happening as recently as January. We got our hands on the filing, and we're going to break down
feel better by herself when they come home at night. That's what Shannon needs. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. I do. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old up there that can love you old. You trying to hang out with these young you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it. Dang. When they want you to go for the 4th round, you looking at her. Listen, you want some money to go to Starbucks?
Katt Williams recently addressed the allegations involving Shannon Sharpe, and the internet is reacting strongly. In recent days, Shannon has been working to defend his reputation, but Katt's comments are increasing public attention and pressure. A woman recently filed a lawsuit claiming Shannon allegedly mistreated her during their relationship, which many see as a potentially serious legal and reputational issue. Shannon is attempting to respond through legal channels, but the situation appears challenging for him. Meanwhile, Katt Williams has expressed a clear sense of "I told you so," amplifying the public focus on the case. Katt seems prepared to share additional commentary about Shannon, which could escalate public interest further. Observers have noted that he appears to take a certain satisfaction in discussing Shannon's legal difficulties, speaking openly without restraint. There has been ongoing speculation about tension between Katt and Shannon, particularly following a widely viewed Club Shay Shay interview that went viral. Despite the success of that video, the two do not seem to have a friendly relationship, which could explain Katt's current remarks. Reports suggest that Katt has mentioned feeling uneasy around Shannon during that interview, noting that something seemed off. This perspective has added fuel to the discussion, with some interpreting it as Katt acknowledging potential credibility to the allegations. Overall, the situation raises questions about the details of the claims and what Katt Williams believes may hold some truth, leaving many observers watching closely as events unfold. The lawsuit was filed by Gabriella Zuniga, who claimed she was 19 when she began a relationship with Shannon Sharpe in 2023 while he was 54. The significant age difference immediately drew widespread attention online, with many questioning Shannon's decision to get involved with someone so much younger. At the time, Shannon's youngest child was nearly 30, meaning Gabriella was more than a decade younger than his own child, which added to public scrutiny. Although Gabriella was legally an adult, many observers found the dynamic unusual, sparking conversations about grooming. Her lawsuit included multiple claims that surprised many. Initially, she filed under the pseudonym Jane Doe to protect her identity. Her name became public only after Shannon and his legal team referenced it in their responses, prompting questions about their reasoning. In her filing, Gabriella alleges that Shannon manipulated and tried to control her, crossing boundaries she says she never agreed to. She claims that in late 2024 and 2025, she repeatedly asked him to stop, but he allegedly ignored her requests. The lawsuit also describes threats, arguments, and situations where Gabriella felt overwhelmed and scared, asserting that Shannon refused to accept her refusal even when she was clearly upset. Gabriella says they first met at a gym in Los Angeles and maintained a consensual relationship for about 2 years. She claims the relationship changed when Shannon allegedly grew cold and made threats when she sought help from friends. She further alleges that he recorded private moments without her knowledge, telling her the recordings were for personal use, but she claims he showed them to others on multiple occasions. Shannon responded quickly to protect his reputation, issuing a statement through his lawyer addressing the allegations. Shannon Sharpe's statement included screenshots of old messages he says Gabriella sent him, which he claims show a very different perspective on their relationship. The texts were reportedly explicit enough that his team only shared them in written form, noting they were too graphic to post publicly without heavy censorship. According to Shannon's representatives, the messages contained intense requests, over-the-top comments, and dramatic language about what she wanted from him. Many who read descriptions of the texts reacted with disbelief, noting the extreme tone. Observers also pointed out that some of the themes in Gabriella's messages didn't align with her background, adding a complex layer to the case. Online discussions suggested Shannon may have been involved in role-play scenarios, though the details remain unclear. Shannon's team characterized the lawsuit filed by Gabriella Zuniga and her attorney, Tony Busby, as a calculated attempt to secure a large settlement. They claimed she presented a secretly recorded video of a private moment, which they allege was edited and taken out of context. According to Shannon's representatives, the footage distorted a consensual situation and did not reflect the full series of messages or events. They maintained that the relationship involved adult role-playing and fantasy language requested by Gabriella herself. Shannon's statement denied any wrongdoing, particularly the allegations of assault, describing the lawsuit as an attempt to exploit the situation for financial gain. His team emphasized that he is prepared to defend himself fully in court and expects the case to be evaluated strictly on facts and law. Additionally, Shannon posted a video claiming he was being blackmailed by Tony Busby, the same attorney who previously filed a notable lawsuit against Jay-Z. Shannon stated that Busby had an audio clip prepared that could portray him negatively because it had been allegedly edited and lacked context. He insisted that the full story should be released to prevent misrepresentation. Shannon also claimed that Gabriella and Busby were pursuing $50 million in the lawsuit, adding another layer of intensity to the ongoing legal situation.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it or I would myself. You know what happened and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys.
At this stage, Tony Busby responded to Shannon's claims, stating that Shannon had previously offered Gabriella $10 million during mediation if she agreed not to pursue a lawsuit. Busby shared that in early February, his office reached out to Shannon on behalf of Jane Doe to discuss the possibility of a meeting. Following several discussions, both parties agreed to a mediation process that lasted over 6 weeks. According to Busby, Shannon was represented by a different legal team during that period, and the talks concluded with Shannon presenting a substantial settlement offer. Busby stated that Gabriella declined the offer and chose to proceed with the lawsuit publicly rather than settle privately. Busby also challenged the messages released by Shannon's team, asserting that they were old and dated from well before the incidents referenced in the lawsuit. He argued that sharing those texts was an attempt to divert attention from the main allegations, and maintained that this strategy would not succeed. Additionally, Busby released an audio clip in which he claims Shannon can be heard speaking aggressively toward Gabriella.
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna get mad at, and you're just gonna hang up on me, so I feel like...
I'm not gonna hang up on you. It is what it is.
What does that even mean?
Nothing, Gabby. You want to be a dick to me now, so...
I don't want to be... Don't manipulate me.
Oh, Lord have mercy. If you say that one more time, I'm gonna fucking choke the shit out of you when I see you.
I don't...
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah, I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you did what the shit you did to me.
Okay, well...
Online reactions were immediate, with many viewers saying the clip intensified the perceived seriousness of the situation. After sharing the audio, Tony Buzbee issued another statement, emphasizing that the recording was not playful, but instead reflected a pattern that left Gabriella feeling unsafe. He explained that this contributed to her decision to leave Nevada and cut off communication with Shannon, highlighting the tone of their relationship at the time and why his client chose to step away for her own well-being. Buzbee reiterated the $10 million settlement offer, arguing that Shannon's team could not dismiss the lawsuit as without merit, while also acknowledging that they had offered a substantial settlement to prevent it from being filed. He framed this as evidence of a deeper issue at play. According to Buzbee, the offer was genuine, but Jane Doe rejected it, preferring to resolve the matter through the legal system. He also stated that Shannon's team had attempted to discredit her and generate online pressure, but neither he nor his client were deterred by these actions. In response, Shannon's lawyer maintained that the lawsuit was primarily motivated by financial gain. They suggested Gabriella proceeded because she believed Shannon was about to secure a significant media deal, valued around $100 million. His team noted that the timing of the lawsuit, filed one day before news of the potential contract emerged, appeared strategic. They argued that Gabriella sought leverage, framing the situation as a calculated attempt at a major payout. Shannon's lawyer described the action as a form of blackmail, suggesting she targeted a moment when she perceived Shannon as most vulnerable. Shannon's team also highlighted Gabriella's online content, noting that she created material for paying subscribers that included fantasy themes. They suggested this context might shed light on her motives. In response, Tony Buzbee pushed back, saying Shannon's aggressive public statements were exacerbating the situation. He emphasized that his client was not afraid of the truth and believed the evidence would hold up once presented in court. Buzbee stressed that the matter belongs in the legal system, rather than being played out on social media, arguing that the facts should not be overshadowed simply because Shannon is a well-known figure defending his reputation. He concluded by stating he was ready to present all evidence before a judge, asserting that this is the forum where the case truly matters, not in public commentary aimed at swaying fans or followers. Public opinion has been divided. Some observers are skeptical of Tony Buzbee, noting his involvement in previous high-profile cases that became chaotic, including one that was dismissed and followed by counterclaims and allegations of misconduct. This history has led some to question his intentions, as he now represents another prominent figure. At the same time, other fans point to Shannon's bold personality and well-known grown folk lifestyle, speculating that aspects of the relationship could have contributed to the controversy. While they do not equate adventurous behavior with wrongdoing, they question whether elements of the relationship may have become complicated or unclear, particularly given the differing accounts from both sides. Amid the ongoing debate online, one figure seemingly observing the situation with interest is Katt Williams. This is unsurprising to those familiar with prior rumors of tension between Katt and Shannon, dating back to the viral Club Shay Shay interview. That episode intensified existing drama, as Katt openly confronted numerous entertainers, particularly comedians, with blunt commentary. During the interview, he spoke without restraint, appearing to address long-standing grievances directly and without hesitation. Katt Williams approached the interview without holding back. Social media reacted quickly, with many enjoying the commentary, but the entertainers he mentioned were far less pleased, as having past actions exposed on such a large platform rarely goes unnoticed. It appeared Katt had been holding on to certain information for a long time, and Shannon Sharpe provided an ideal setting for him to share it. Once the interview went viral, both Katt and Shannon faced significant criticism for how the situation appeared to unfold. Dave Chappelle was among the first prominent figures to respond. He questioned Katt's harsh public critiques of other entertainers, suggesting that the approach reflected poorly on the community as a whole. Chappelle noted that he had faced his own challenges, but had never publicly exposed others, expressing concern over Katt presenting himself as a voice of truth while potentially harming others. His comments emphasized that he did not support airing grievances about fellow Black men publicly, framing the interview as both unnecessary and damaging. Initially, much of the criticism was directed at Katt, with observers describing him as angry, petty, or motivated by old grudges. Some even labeled him a hater due to his direct approach during the episode. However, when Monique appeared on Club Shay Shay, attention began to shift. After 2 highly charged interviews in succession, fans started questioning whether Shannon might be the common factor in the unfolding drama. In response, Shannon maintained that Katt was driving the situation, stating that he was simply reacting to Katt's comments and performing his role as an interviewer. He argued that he didn't provoke Katt or push him to reveal anything and didn't understand why the public was treating him as the villain. From an interviewer's perspective, his point had merit. However, sources close to the situation indicated that Shannon was frustrated behind the scenes. They claimed Katt's intense interview disrupted the flow of the show, turning what was previously a platform for meaningful conversation into something chaotic. Shannon reportedly worried that some high-profile guests might avoid future appearances and hinted that not everything Katt shared on the show was accurate. He moved quickly to distance himself, making it clear that he did not endorse or confirm the claims Katt made during the interview. Katt reportedly told Shannon that everything he planned to say in the interview was truthful. Shannon, however, emphasized that he never pressured Katt to make any statements, and that all comments were Katt's own decisions. This caused some tension, as Katt did not appreciate being portrayed as the instigator. Despite the controversy, Shannon podcast continued and remained successful for some time. No episode since has matched the intensity of the interview with Katt. However, it is widely known that Katt Williams doesn't forget past events. Now, with Shannon facing new allegations, Katt appears to be observing the situation without much sympathy, seemingly amused by how things are unfolding. It seems Katt is reflecting on Shannon's handling of past situations, as if to say, you could have managed this better, and the public remembers everything. I want to hear your thoughts on this entire situation. Drop your opinions in the comments, hit the like button, subscribe, share the video, and I'll see you in the next one.